Hello everybody, welcome to UKGN Network. I'm Brian, also known as UKGN Zoidberg, and welcome to this live stream of the Bubble Ghost remake, which came out at the end of March on PlayStation, Switch and PC. We have been provided with a key for this game from the publisher, so thank you very much for them. This is a very strange choice of a game for a remake, I think you'll probably agree. The original game is not really a massively fondly remembered classic, and I'd be very surprised if there's a huge amount of people out there who do remember it. But maybe that is the kind of game that we should be remaking, because a lot of games are classics for a reason. So just play the original. I am going to be playing this on the PlayStation. The original was, of course, controlled with the mouse, so that makes it an ideal candidate for a game to be played on the Switch too when that comes out. But I'm interested to see how this game actually controls with a joypad, because like I say, the mouse control on the original was pretty decent. So let's get straight into the game. What I will do later in the stream is I will play the Amiga version for a little comparison between the two. But let's just get straight on and play. I'm going to play automatic rotation. Check. Yeah. Let's play it the intended way to experience the Bubble Ghost remake. It's a pretty nice graphical style. Right, so here we go. So in case you are unaware of the original game, the idea is to blow a bubble through the stages and without it bursting on any of the scenery. So press X or circle to blow the button. Okay. Well, that makes sense, having the rotation buttons on the shoulder buttons. Like I say, with the mouse control on the original, you use the left and right buttons on the mouse to rotate the ghost. Hold the button to blow further. Yeah. So I remember that from the original, having to blow out candles. It seems to be a lot more that you can interact with. In the original, there was like only a few things like candles, like musical instruments that you could play. Oh, a trophy already. This is Bubble Ghost. This is the remake that came out on, and welcome to the chat, by the way, Von Group. This is Bubble Ghost, came out on both Switch, PlayStation, and Steam. I think March 27th it was released, but the original came out on the Amiga way back in 1988. So a bit like I did with the remake of Crossout recently, I'm going to be comparing this with the original. So just playing a bit of the remake first, and then I'll go and play some of the Amiga one later on. Jeez. The controls do work quite well, I must admit. It's definitely doesn't feel like it's a one-for-one straight remake. Oh, damn. So as you'll see when I play the Amiga one in a bit, there's nowhere near as many enemies on the first game. Ooh, that's got a bit close. I would definitely be interested in seeing whether or not this Switch version of this will support the mouse control when the Switch 2 has launched. What's this? Oh, that's nice. That's a nice inclusion. That there is only sound effects on this version by the sound of it. Although he started whistling when I just left him alone then for a second, didn't he? Let's see what. Try that again. It's a nice touch. I don't recall there being many memorable tunes on the original either, though, to be honest. What's this thing? Do I interact with that by blowing on it? Yes, I do. A withered flower. Okay, so where am I going to have to go? These levels are certainly a lot bigger. It doesn't let you drift too far away from the bubble. It would appear. Oh, damn it. Is there any kind of indicator on screen to say that I've got lives on this, or is it infinite lives? It would appear to be I have infinite tries. There was a limited number of bubbles that you had first time around. I suppose that's just only an indication of the way that the modern games have gone. That's like Crash Bandicoot 4 had Crash Bandicoot 4 had infinite lives on it compared to the limited lives that you had on the original. Castlevania AGA. I have played it briefly. I think that's one that I might save. Yeah, I'm planning on saving that one for a live stream rather than playing through it in my spare time. I do feel like that's the kind of game that people would want to see. No. But you think you might be playing it tonight on Twitch? Ah, I might. If I have time, I might well tune in and have a look. I mean, when we used to have a Twitch channel, I streamed a couple of Castlevania games on there in the past. And in fact, I have streamed one on here. If you go back through our previous live streams on the channel, you'll see I streamed the Castlevania collection back in October, I think it was last year. The Dominus collection is it called the one that's got the Game Boy Advance game and DS games on it? Okay. Do we need to? I was definitely impressed with the AGA version on the Amiga. I definitely do want to play it more. Right, let's try and go this way. Okay, so he's going to fly over to that little standing point over there, isn't he? Seems to be a little bit more freedom to just play the game you want the way you want. What is this? An optional stage. Okay. You've posted on the Amiga Forever Facebook. Okay, I will check that out. Where am I trying to get to here exactly? Oh! Yeah, if I tune in, I will definitely give you a follow over on there, and I will definitely also encourage my viewers to do the same. There's the beauty of streaming on YouTube is that this video will be available for everybody to watch at a later date as well. No. We do have a Discord. I think there is a link to it in the description of this stream. That's where we're going to be posting all notifications of new videos, new streams, what our schedules are likely to be is all on there. It also there's also a channel on there to allow people to suggest games for me to stream or do re-review videos of. Move. I think we do also have a on our Discord. We do also have a section for you to promote your own channel as well. There's definitely a section on there for that. You know what? This seems like an expert challenge. I'm going to give it a couple. I'll give it a couple more tries, and then I'm just going to try and get on with the main game. Oh no! Yeah, let's get back to the main levels. So that's gonna open that gate. Okay. Okay. They're not afraid about chucking obstacles at you almost straight away, are they? Yeah, I knew that got too close then. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much for the donation. What time is your live stream going to be starting this evening? Have you? You say you've posted it on the Facebook, but you might as well let us know in the chat here as well. Is that high enough? Yes. Ooh, shouldn't have gone down that low. Oh, that was so close. Oof. Stream starts at 7 p.m. Swedish time, so I'm not sure if Sweden are ahead or behind us, but I will check that out. Oof, that was incredibly close. Ah! And where's that sending me back to? Oh my, that's a long way. I do really like the graphical style on this, I must admit. You are ahead of the UK, so it'll be 6 p.m. UK time, right? Okay, I will bear that in mind. Right, where are the ones here? I could do with lining myself up with the bit immediately opposite there, couldn't I? Go for it. Oh, what? Boss fight? How on earth do you deal with a boss fight? Okay, what the hell what am I supposed to be doing here exactly? Gee. There's got to be some kind of... What on earth am I supposed to be doing? The only controls that I've got are the rotation controls, blow, and flip. Nothing seems to be doing anything. Maybe I need... Okay, maybe I need to try and get the bubble into the funnel. No, that didn't work either. No. It's not telling me what I'm supposed to do. So what did this target actually do here? No, see the bubble bursts when it hits that as well. Oh. Blow the bubble into the horn. I have tried that one. I mean, maybe I'll try it again. Nope, that just bursts. And Terra K, welcome to the chat. Thank you very much for trying to help. I think the game really does need some kind of guidance. Maybe I was going to try and blow it over the top of his head then. No, blowing it past him didn't help either. I would have thought blowing the musical notes would have been the most obvious thing that you're supposed to do here, but that. Ah, right, okay. So you just have to right. That's makes sense. Oh no. Ah. see, normally I would have gone mad already. I don't like repetition in games. People know this about me. Oh, no, no, no. So I have to make him run into the target. Hopefully it follows the Nintendo rule of 3. So there's 2. Yes, it does follow the rule of 3, yes. You play all the Souls-like games. You see, I don't play the Souls-like games for the simple reason that I don't like repetition. I like to actually feel like I am progressing in some way in a game. I think, going back to what you said, Terake, about how aesthetically you think the original is a little bit more pleasing. I kind of get what you're saying there. There's a simplicity to the original. I do quite like the graphical style on this, though. It plays reasonably well. What is this thing? I mean, it was my main concern when I heard that they were doing this remake, was how it would play compared to the original, with the original one being mouse controlled. But I think they've done a reasonable job of putting it onto the joystick with the shoulder buttons to rotate. It's my okay. Where's the exit to the room? Because there's an electrical outlet there. No, damn you! mean, at least this creature doesn't burst himself when he runs into things. Okay. Was there anything for me to blow into? There isn't, is there? I'm getting too far away from the bubble there. I don't get it. Surely there should be some way for me to go back to the screen that I'd been in previously, in that if this is the case. Right. Okay. Get you. They definitely put a lot more effort into the actual puzzles on this one. Really tight squeeze. Ah, you bum. Oh. I got greedy then. Gotcha. And that scared the mouse off. Oh, good. Oh, no. Didn't know the mouse was going to come running all this way. Oh, I thought I'd blown that a little bit too hard then. Gee, that's an incredibly tight squeeze. Oh, no way. Damn. How do I use a webcam on PS5? I believe it has to be. I mean, my PlayStation is connected through an HDMI splitter on the wall here behind me. That's then going to the PC so that I can do the stream setup. I think in order to actually have an actual webcam on the PS5, you probably need to get an official Sony camera. Come on. Mistimed that really, really badly. Right. There's a video capture card built into the PC, yes. Oh, no way. Yeah, the HDMI input basically lets me plug in any console, whether it's a new one or a retro one. No. Also comes in handy for streaming off the A500 Mini. It is available on Steam. I'm not going to lie. I was hoping when I requested that I could get a review copy of this, I was hoping that I would get sent the Steam one. That way I could have played it with the mouse control, so it would have been just like the original. They have done a pretty decent job of putting it onto the joypad, though. Oh, no way. I think there is a setting on the PlayStation that you have to switch off in order to be able to, in order for the image to come through, because with the PlayStation doubling as a Blu-ray player, obviously they don't want people ripping Blu-rays. I've used this video capture card for the A500 Mini quite a few times. That's how I capture most of my Amiga footage for my other videos. You'll probably need to download some software that will pick up the input. The video capture device, the video capture card that came with this PC, actually had a 4K capture utility that you could download and install on your PC. So that's what I use for this. Where's that mouse gone? Right, go on, turn around and go away. Right, I'm going to make sure I get this bubble down to the bottom if I'm going to have to get these swinging, aren't I? Okay. What is in there? What's that? Ooh. What is that? A fancy bow tie collectible. Okay. It probably would be a lot easier to stream through emulation. When I switch to the Amiga version of Bubble Ghost shortly, I am streaming it using WinUAE, just having that on the PC and just capturing that window, because that is a lot easier. It's also a lot easier for making sure that your Amiga games are running correctly. Trying to get some games to work on the A500 Mini can prove to be quite tricky. What the hell? If I put the bubble into that lift, am I going to have to blow it up? In fact, no. Can't see that being the case. If I just leave it there, it will come out the bottom when the lift starts moving. Although the lift has no power. Oh, door shut. So yes, I am going to have to blow it. I like the fact that the lift had elevator music inside it. What do I think was the biggest detriment to the Amiga? Weak ports, or devs deciding that one button joystick was the way, even though the system was always supported two buttons. Well, I think weak ports is probably the biggest issue, because I could always live with single button controls, but there were far too many games that were just straight ports from the Atari ST version rather than the developers trying to actually do anything extra. But those games that did use two button joystick controls, like Alien 3, for instance, did really well. But there were a lot of games that could have used two button joystick controls, like Assassin. Is always one that I always wished had two button controls, but also, as a complete coincidence for you asking this question, but also the game that I am covering on this week's re-review on Friday, which is Rough and Tumble. That's one that really could have done with two button controls as well. Thankfully, if you play it on your A500 Mini with a LHA copy of it, two button controls are a thing, because you can actually convert. You can actually set up your own controls so that up is replicated by a button on your controller. Right, what is it wanting me to do with this thing? Do I have to? There we go. Well, if you want to know my thoughts about Rough and Tumble, make sure you do tune in from Friday for the latest episode of the re-review. let's give it a few more minutes playing this version before I move on to the Amiga version, I think. Where's that? Oh, so that's lit up there. Ah. That's not so much something that I had an issue with. As I say, there are issues that I have with the game. But I'm not going to delve into too many spoilers about this week's episode by going into them right now. The single button controls are a very small part of it, though. There seems to be a light missing down that end. But if there are any games that you feel that you'd like to see me either live stream or cover on episodes of the review, we do actually have a Discord channel dedicated to people's requests. That's not going to be easy to get through, is it? Well, the Rough and Tumble episode should be available from midday on Friday. How on earth do I get the bubble through that gap if that creature's going back and forth? That does not seem doable in any way. I've already done your favourite Amiga game, Cannon Fodder. Well, that has been my by far my most popular episode so far. So I think there's quite a lot of people who consider it their favourite Amiga game as well. How on earth do I get? That does not make any sense. Unless... Okay, idea. Maybe this thing with the light on it will scare that creature away when I get down there. There definitely seems to be a lot in this game for completionists to try and find all the collectibles and get through all the hoops. That does not. Okay, so that's not helping in any way. Right, what the hell? Trying to do this in a way so that you don't lose track of the bubble is quite tricky. Right, well, that's the exit up there. Right, hang on. I'm going to break what? Yes. Okay, so I can blow the light along the rail. Right. Okay. No. I was going to try and blow the bubble underneath that then, but then I thought, no, I'm going to try and link these two wires together instead. makes more sense. It's created a little gap that I can get through. Oof. Phew. That's a really tight squeeze. Eee, no. Oh no. Damn. Get away from that. Hey! That took a while. Right, well, I think that's going to be a good place to switch to the switch over to the Amiga version. So just bear with me 1 second while I do that. Right, so there we go. We are now on the Amiga version. So, like I said before, I am playing this on Win UAE. So, much simpler game. You control the mouse. You can control the ghost with the mouse. Left and right buttons to rotate, and then hold down the Shift button on your keyboard to blow. And as you can see, they have taken the essence of this game pretty well for the remake, but they've definitely expanded on it. Let's blow out the candle. But this game is nearly 40 years old. In 1988 it came out, so it's what, 37 years old. think when this game came out, I was still playing games on my Spectrum. Just let that bubble float a little bit. There we go. That's where it needs to be. Go. No. But as you can see by the heads-up display at the bottom, you actually only have a limited number of lives on this one. I think that's lined up correctly. Ooh, I was so close. I thought I'd turn that fan off. That scared the little green head. There was also an enhanced version of this called Bubble Plus that I think came out 2 years after the original. Which was basically just more levels, but the gameplay remained largely the same. I'm going to go over the top on this one. That's so close. Oh, why is it? Ooh, that was close. No, 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 no! Damn! Oh, wow. Oh, damn! Is this my last bubble now? That was close. Oh, why didn't it start blowing it earlier? Right, this is my last bubble. Oh, that was close. Get in. As you can see, things are a lot more basic on this than the remake. Do I have to? Oh, no. Game over. Not too bad. That was 14th screen. Not too bad. Okay. So that was a quick look at the Amiga original Bubble Ghost. So I'm going to leave the live stream there for today. I will be back with another live stream next Tuesday at noon, where I am going to be starting my complete playthrough of Beneath a Steel Sky. So we'll see how far we get in a single stream on that one, as to how many parts that stream is likely to end up being. But don't forget that there will be a new episode of the re-review on this coming Friday at midday. As previously discussed, that will be all about the Amiga game Rough and Tumble. If you've played that one, make sure you come back and watch it. If you have enjoyed this live stream, then please do make sure you give us a like and subscribe. And if you want to catch any episodes of our video series earlier than anyone else, you can also consider becoming a VIP member for just $1.99 a month. All details of how you can do that should be in the video description. So once again, thank you everybody. Thank you to everybody who has tuned in. Thank you to everybody who's contributed in the chat, and I will see you next Tuesday. So bye for now. Happy retro gaming, everybody.